This one's called Orange Tune. When I get home from a hard day at the mill, and all I see is a pile of bills. Would it kill you? Have a hot meal on my plate in a 601. Don't be late.
Oops, I don't know what happened. Something seems to happen with that they-them energy. I guess the they-them energy is out the window. We don't need it. Every single time that I do that, something weird happens. Let's see. Somebody tried to call me. Where did it go? Let's see. Who's this? Can I call them? Let's see. Let's see who tried to call me and see if we can get them back on the line. Hold on one second. Phone is on. Who's this?
It's Jack.
Oh, hey, bud. What's going on? Sorry, I don't know what happened. Every time I load up the they-them energy, it fucking blows up my computer. And I guess it's just too much for my computer, the they-them energy. Can't handle that shit. My computer is rejecting the they-them energy. I'm not even kidding. I was going to say, does everybody hear my computer fuck up whenever I load up that song? But then my computer exploded. So there's that. What's happening, Mr. Jeff?
So I just got one question, and you're probably the perfect guy to answer this question. It's sort of a little bit of in depth, but you're gonna be right down the alley on this one. So if we have all those, this is going back to housing because we got a housing focus here, right?
Housing focus.
So if we have all these condos coming due in the next 2 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
40,000 a year, 30,000 a year, better part of 70,000 condos that are coming due, that are at the minimum $500 a square foot overpriced per unit.
Still at a minimum, you're saying? Currently?
I would say, I don't know. Would you say they're $500 a square foot overpriced? Or
I don't know. What the hell's for sale?
if somebody bought it $1,500 a square foot and the going rate's $1,000, isn't the spread $500 or no?
Well, I mean, in that scenario, where's that scenario though? But anyways, okay, yeah, keep going.
So just run with this one.
I'm running.
So let's just hypothetically say that there's a $500 delta on the underwaterness.
Okay.
Well, let's just say that 40%, 60%, let's say 60% of the deadbeats can actually close. Somehow figure out a way to make that work. But you got 40% of the people out there that can't make this work.
Okay.
So the question here is that some builders are going to get really caught on this, and they're not going to be able to take 40% of the inventory back and hold it. Some will, some won't.
Yeah.
So let's just say, there's a mass of buildings out there that are going to be 40% overstocked on inventory. And what ends up happening to that? Hypothetically, what will happen to that 40% of inventory if the building can't close, like other people are saying? And let's say let's say that the units go, if they go, let's say the building can't close and the building goes into receivership. And here's the spin on it. If a pension fund or a big, REIT comes in and says, hey, you know what, we're going to buy up the building. and you have 60% of the people that can close and 40% that can't. What is that? What is that like? What is the square footage that a REIT would come in and buy that building for? Like, what would they think? Okay, let's just say a run-of-the-mill building. What would they want to buy that? Because they're going to want a deal, right? What are they going to buy that square footage for on a deal where you know that you've got 60% of the people that are still willing to close, 40% of the people that can't, but the builder can't take back the units? What is the intrinsic, per square footage value of, just floor space? What would they have to buy this stuff at to get to buy it? Like, what do you think? What do you think the amount of money that they'd be willing to put up in a distressed sale?
Okay. So I think that, first of all, REITs aren't the purchaser because they're condos, and I think REITs are more into like entire buildings.
So if they can't close the building, this is the scenario I'm proposing here.
Well, hold on a sec. So there are groups being formed currently or already formed that are looking to buy big chunks of distressed properties from condo developers in these kind of situations, or that have standing inventory that they can't sell because of the situation going on. And from what I heard, they're looking for 25 to 30% below the resale market in the area. That's kind of the trigger point that they're looking for. But these are not REITs. These are like private groups looking to be vulture capitalists, right? They're looking to prey on these situations. Now, a lot of those situations are being mitigated by these blanket mortgages that the bank that holds the debt on the construction loan has put together in order to at least kick the can down the road a little bit further. So I think 40% is a real stretch for the amount of people that won't be able to close. I'm sure in some buildings we'll see that, but for the most part, we won't. And people have had a long time to figure out what the fuck they're going to do and how the fuck they're going to do it. And, but we'll see. I mean, I don't think it's as many units as you're saying either. I think the total I heard is like total 40,000 coming on, and everybody else has hit the brakes. So don't get me wrong. It's not going to be good, but the problem is not so much that inventory is piling up. I mean, that's a big problem. It's the inventory that's piling up that's the problem, right? People would love to buy a nice, decent sized 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom that they can afford, right?
Right.
There's demand for that. The problem is that there isn't a product that matches that, right? Or very few of them, right? Anything that's bigger is likely out of most people's price point. Right. Just because people have been, like, if you look at the prices, they haven't really come down that much, especially considering the amount of inventory that's out there and keeps coming on. But
well, that's just a matter of time, right?
I guess. I mean, look how much is already on there, and the prices haven't come down, and people are hanging on for dear life. But yeah, I guess in some product, they're definitely going to have to start dropping their pants. But it's like it's focused. It's not everywhere, right? Like there's not like a crazy amount of inventory in North York piling up.
So down in Florida, when the market hit the skids, right? I mean, it was mostly townhouses, and it was some condos. It was just a function of the entire market, and everything sort of took a hit. But, things down there, when, 2009, 2010, 2011, they were looking at, in any areas, they were looking at 18 to 24 months of inventory, like 18 to 24 months. So we're not, like if we got 6 months, 7 months, or 8 months, we're not even close to what could happen. Yeah. To real find real distress, you're going to need to have 12, 16 months of inventory in any level, right?
But what happens when, can we agree on one thing before I make this statement? Can we agree that the single family stuff is doing different things than these kind of little investor condos that are flooding the market.
Well, that's, yeah. I mean, I think, my belief on this, and I'm just a layman person out there, but usually the simplest reasons and usually the simplest solutions are the ones that work. I mean, looking on as a simple person, I look on the outside and looking at it, and all these units, all these condos, all these townhouses, and if they were bought in Toronto, they were bought in Chatham, they were bought, wherever they were bought. I mean, there's condos going up everywhere. Everywhere condos are going up. They were all bought by somebody that didn't have $200,000 in the bank or $150,000 in the bank. How many people do you know? Would you say 5% of the population out there have 150 or 200,000 bucks sitting in the bank that if they threw it down on a condo, you could actually lose it. They could actually afford to lose that money. I don't know many people like that.
No, not too many people, that's for sure. And
but
the
the
ones
bulk of
that do have that money that they're okay losing, I'm pretty sure they weren't investing in pre-construction condos to flip
Exactly.
the paper, right?
Exactly. So, all this money that's put down on these condos, the simplest, I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. All came from somebody's house, somebody's equity, or, like, I mean,
there's a lot of it. There's a lot of it from other people's houses. I think. I got to think that maybe not most, a lot of the money that came from other people's houses into condos were to help their kids out to buy something, right? I mean, there's definitely a lot of morons that over leverage their house to buy an investment property. Most of those people, like, they're so upside down all over the place. It's like they bought a house they couldn't afford. They over leveraged that house to buy more condos they couldn't afford. And they're just like fucking maniacs to begin with. But the amount of like normal people that had money kicking around or sitting in equity in their house that were dumb enough to buy pre-construction and couldn't really afford to lose that money or couldn't like pay that debt if they never got that money back is probably not that big a segment or big a percentage of the market, I gotta think. Like there's some out there for sure, but it can't be that big a segment. But anyways, listen, if the single family stuff is doing its own thing and there's a limited supply and there's still not that much inventory of it and prices seem to be holding fairly firm, what happens to the shitty condos and the condo market if the single family or the townhouses and all that stuff starts taking off again? Does that follow?
We're not talking about, when somebody has, $150,000 down on a condo, the regular person that has that, that amount of money synced on these condos. And it was a one-way bet for, I don't know, a decade. They thought it was a no-brainer. And, we treat into the most simplest of nature when we're doing these things. We just, it worked yesterday, it's going to work again tomorrow, and it's going to work the day after tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that, when you wouldn't go to the casino and plunk down $5,000 on black, but you'd plunk $150,000 down on a pre-sale condo. It makes no sense.
Yeah,
but
the condo's a sure thing, man. The condo.
So, but we're talking about massive amounts of money. We're not talking about people losing 5, 10, 15, 20 grand. You know what I mean? Like,
but at a certain point, it doesn't matter how much money you lost on the house. Okay. So let's just say that let's just say you put 120 grand of your own money down on this condo, right? Yeah. And now all of a sudden you need another 300,000. You don't have it, right? And you got to sell this thing for, I don't know, or the bank goes power sale and sells it for $400,000 less than you paid for it. Like, you didn't lose that 400,000. All you have is 120,000. You're gonna
but they're coming for the rest. They're coming for the rest.
But where's the rest? If you don't have it,
the rest is in your house that you leveraged against.
Well, that's only in that scenario. But if you're just somebody who bought a condo, right, and now you can't fucking close on it because the market's so different, right? You didn't lose 400,000 on the price of the condo. You sold it for 400,000 less than you offered to pay for it, and then they're gonna sue you to get nowhere, right? And half the time. What's that?
So I'm sure you've been around a few lawyers in your day, right?
Couple.
I've been around a few lawyers, and I've been through the judicial system a few times. Let me just put it that way.
Okay.
And lawyers do not give up. they they do not give up. Now, when a builder gives a file over to a lawyer, do you think that's guys with a pot of gold at the end of it, or even if it's just let's say it's only half the pot of gold that they thought they were going to get, they're going to go after it. They're going to,
sure. Well, what if the pot of gold is in India or Iran or
there's going to be
Uzbekistan or wherever?
Those really don't matter. The ones that matter are the ones that are sitting in people's primary residences. So, and if you're sitting in your primary residence and you bought a pre-sale condo, and let's say you can't close on it and you're underwater, $150,000.
And you took took it from your primary residence, then what are you? What are you, Jeff? What are you if you did that?
You're screwed.
You're screwed and you're a moron, right? Because you're
gonna get a process server at your front door.
Yeah.
And you know what? This is all gonna go under everyone's, nobody's gonna talk about it, nobody's gonna think about it. The guy that's gonna have the process server at his front door or at your place of work or wherever they can find you. You're going to have a process server at your front door, and then all of a sudden hell breaks loose. And I am sure I could be wrong, but over the next 2 years, there's going to be stacks of paperwork for lawyers like Mark, that they're going to be stacks and stacks of them about who are we suing today? Who are we suing tomorrow? How are we collecting from this guy? How are we settling from that guy? And it's going to stack up and it's going to stack up. And then people get scared, right? I've been through the process a few times, so I understand how it all goes. But unless you've been through the process, you have no idea how lawyers work, and when you get sued or you're getting countersued, or there's this or that. And going through the process a few times, when you go into court, you think you've got a good case, right? You think, oh yeah, you know what, I'm fundamentally sound here, and then all of a sudden you get a 12-page rebuttal from the judge, and they say, no, it doesn't matter what you thought. It's what you can prove, right? Like, what I'm putting together here is that I think that the primary residences are tied to the condos, and I think that they're tied. I think there's so many out there, like in the States, when the shit hit the fan, there was only 5% of the like across the United States, there's only 5% of the mortgages that were impaired, and then there was only 1% of the total amount. So out of 99% of the loans, there was only 1% of the loans that are actually severely impaired. So we had 5% of the loans that were somewhat impaired, but we had 1% that were severely impaired. That's all it's going to take. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
And listen, you said you had a quick call. And not only that, okay, listen, I appreciate the call. Don't get me wrong. But did you happen to notice the title and the thumbnail today? Okay. This is all horrible sounding stuff. And today's theme is rainbows and lollipops, Jeff. So you have to go, bro. You got to go.
It's counter-cyclical here.
It's counter-cyclical. Right, so you're on the way out, though. Adios.
All right, man. All right.
Talk to you soon. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. You're the best. This guy calls up all the time. I love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate the call. Jeff O'Toole, he thinks we are doomed. We have big trouble brewing. He's not alone, that's for sure. But there's a whole faction of people that really want things to go south real bad. And there's a whole faction of people that I think probably outweigh them, especially within the gouvernement, that want this thing to stay propped up. So we'll see who wins, good versus evil. But again, I was here to talk about rainbows and lollipops, and then we got exploded by the they-them energy. So we're going to stay off of that. Now, I would like you to, if you don't know, I have a Substack that's gaining momentum. Okay. And by that, I mean, there's 4 people that have subscribed, and I love you all. Thank you. But go check out the Frankfort Report on Substack, because it's pretty well written from what I heard. Now, and we have a new segment coming up very shortly. After I talk about a couple of things that I'd like to talk about, now that Jeff O'Toole got his feelings out for everybody, threw up all over everybody. Thanks, Jeff, for puking on us. Appreciate that. But shortly, we're going to check out The Jakobsin files. So stay tuned for the Jakobsin files. Okay, those are coming up soon. Thank you if you're here. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Share this with somebody you know that might enjoy this. Although, if they do, what's wrong with them? What's wrong with you? Here, speaking of rainbows and lollipops, if you are in the auto sector and you are not pooping your pants, well, I don't know what's wrong with you. Maybe I shouldn't have made that so big. Here, first of all, check this out, guys. This is going to make things tense in Ontario today. This was put up a couple of hours ago. I did not see it anywhere else, I must say. So, and I did not see any press conference at 4, so I'm not sure. Maybe this is old news. Maybe I got duped, but this is not good.
And on an additional scheduling update, the president will hold a press conference in the Oval Office today at 4:00 p.m. to announce tariffs on the auto industry. And I will leave that to him to make that announcement later.
Uh-oh! Hold on. Washington time zone is probably different than here, right? What time is it in Washington, D.C.? Look at that. 5:36. So it would have happened. And I'm positive I did not see anything about it. So if that's happening, what are people saying here? What are people saying? Thank Freeland for targeting Tesla. Canada should not politically target a specific... What does this have to do with anything? Oh, I see. Automobiles. Right. Oh, crap. Quick. Alberta, build that wall. Half of Ontario is heading your way. Right now, they'll turn you socialist. Is this... It's so hard to tell what's going on because there's so many morons, right? There's so many morons with their stupid opinions, pushing their stupid opinions on everybody. God damn it, right? So, I mean, if you're in the auto industry and this dude walks in, like, how... Oh, excuse me. That was just horrific and horrendous and rude. I apologize. It's really not how I was brought up, Mom, if you're watching, which you're not, because, you know, you don't watch and you don't talk to me. But I digress. What are we doing here? Here we go. This guy walks in. You're in the auto sector. What are you thinking? Did I press the right button? I never know. Okay, I'm pressing the button again. And I'm hoping like hell, because yesterday I fucked it up. Okay, so this guy walks in, and you're in the auto sector, and you have a job, and you're freaking out, and this son of a bitch walks in. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I don't feel like you can.
Can everyone hear me? Hopefully not. If you're lucky.
Hopefully not. Okay, this is the leader. Okay, when you're the leader of a country, you're not supposed to diss yourself, I think. Are you? Would you diss yourself?
Can everyone hear me? Hopefully not. If you're lucky, you can't hear me. If you're unfortunate, you're close, you can hear me.
Can you imagine? Doesn't that make you feel like this is your guy? This is your guy. You know, he's a normal guy. He can make fun of himself. He's a nice guy. Awkward Carney gets cold reception from auto workers in Windsor. Yeah, I mean, wouldn't they be like, fuck you, Carney. How you saving our jobs, you motherfucker? Look at them.
Mark Carney.
Yeah, they're taking pictures.
Prime Minister.
Well, just in case you're not sure who I am, I'm the Prime Minister. I stole the seat. Well, not even the seat. I stole the job. I stole the position. I don't have a seat. I may not have a seat. It doesn't matter. I know everybody at BlackRock or, the World Economic Forum, So it doesn't really matter what happens because we're just going to rig the election and I'm going to win. And you guys are all basically going to... just deal with it because you're Canadians and you suck and you're stupid and you're pathetic and we know it. Hey, Jim Van Usk is in the house. Michael Pham is here. Mr. Potato Head is here. And the D-Man. Holy shit. It's
Got Chris Sutton.
Oh, sorry. I cut off the man of the hour here.
If you're unfortunate, you're close, you can hear me.
Look how unimpressed she is with that joke. Look at how hard this joke landed.
Unfortunate, you're close, you can hear me.
Really, douchebag? What? I was eating a peanut butter sandwich. Okay? Right? Look at her face. She was like, I was eating a peanut butter sandwich and they told me I had to come here for this goddamn shit. Look, I didn't dye my hair. I look like shit. Look at the shirt I decided to wear today. Okay? I didn't know I was going to be on the news for the whole world to see. Apparently nobody did because they all just, what a mixed bag of work attire. We've got this guy who just, well, forget about this guy. This guy here, this guy does not give a fuck about anything, okay? Chances are this guy woke up in this outfit, including the shoes, rolled out of bed, and came to work. This guy, I think he thought about this quite a bit, actually. And then her, she's just not impressed, okay? This guy, standard attire. He probably got this at a sale somewhere for cheap because they look a little long. Pants need a little hemming. But her, not impressed, doesn't want to be there, was probably eating a sandwich. No offense.
Mark Carney, Prime Minister. You got Chris Sutton.
Who? Who's that? Who cares?
Who is a former millwright.
Oh, thank God he's here.
Who's running for MP in Essex. So if you're in Essex or know anyone in Essex and you want someone in Parliament who actually knows what he's doing, he's our guy.
Right. I wonder if he was already in there. Like, I wonder if he's running for re-election. Because then that wouldn't be so good what he just said, right?
So if you're in Essex or know anyone in Essex and you want someone in Parliament who actually knows what he's doing, he's our guy.
I'm guessing that he wasn't already in the position because that would just be a horrible mess. Very rude. Not very nice.
And Eric Bismarck, who is the MP here in Windsor.
Eric, the MP. Look how professional Eric, the MP from Windsor is. Okay? Do we not even wear ties anymore? If we're the Prime Minister, should we not have a tie? And if this guy's an MP standing in front of the auto workers, I guess he's trying to look relatable. Maybe it's working. He looks pretty relatable. She apparently is in love with him. Look at how she's looking at him. These two, I think something's going on here. What do you think? Look at this guy. This guy's like, what the fuck did I just walk into? Is that Carney, that son of a bitch? What is that son of a bitch doing here? No, look at how she's looking at him now. She looks like she just, something just happened maybe. He looked pretty happy too. Maybe she's just proud of him because he was just introduced. We're going to have to watch them. Look, she's looking at him like the whole time. What's going on here? Hold on, sorry.
Essex, and you want someone in Parliament who actually knows what he's doing. He's our guy. And Eric Bismarck, who is the MP here in Windsor.
Maybe I just froze it at a good time.
And nobody
she doesn't give a
knows
shit
more
about
in politics about the
She's just being nice and smiling.
auto industry than Eric.
Right.
Union auto industry than Eric. Look, I'll just say a couple of things. First, thank you for, sorry to interrupt.
What a great speech. Well thought out. It's flowing. It's flowing unbelievably.
Thanks to the team here for taking me around, showing us what you do. It's hugely impressive. And we all know that we're facing a big challenge, right, with Trump and the tariffs and everything.
You don't think these guys know about the tariffs? What do you think? You think the guys in the auto plant know about the tariffs, perhaps?
And I just want to say what we're doing about it to make sure that we come out on top. And I'm going to say some specifics, but I'm going to give you the...
Look at her face. She's like horrified. Still not impressed. This guy is like, what's he watching on his phone the whole time? What do you think he's watching there?
Out on top. And I'm going to say some specifics, but I'm going to give you the big picture.
They're like, what is this fucking guy saying? What is wrong with this fucking guy? What? How much longer do I have to stand here for? That peanut butter sandwich isn't gonna eat itself, god damn it.
Which is, the Americans are hurting themselves. So, look, thank you for everything you're doing. The government's here for you. These guys are here for you. I'm the spokesperson. They're the experts. Thank you.
Did you see that guy's face at the end? Why did they do that? Why did they zoom in on these people? Hold on a sec. This is great.
So, look, thank you for everything you're doing. The government's here for you. These guys are here for you.
What? What's the point of this shot?
I'm the spokesperson. They're the experts.
Huh?
Thank you.
That's it. Spokesperson, experts, boom. I don't think too many people were taking him very seriously there. I'm pretty sure most of them just wanted to get back to whatever the hell they were doing. Just like me, quite honestly. I'd love to get back to whatever the hell I was doing, but instead I'm here dealing with you guys. Let's see. What's going on in the chat? I'm sure there's nothing great, but maybe. You never know. Maybe, Jeff, the builder sells to the city of Toronto for social housing. Maybe that's going to be at a deep discount. Mortgage debtors going through the 5 stage of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. Okay. Sounds like money gone to money heaven. Mortgage debtor emotional counselors needed coming soon. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. 25% tariffs on autos just announced. Thoughts, Darryl? Didn't I just talk about that? Jim Van Unsk. Didn't I just put up a video about this like 2 seconds ago? Were you not here for that? Did I not give my thoughts? Maybe I didn't give my thoughts. Can you imagine? When is this supposed to be? In like a week? Oh my God. Well, I think automatically all those people's mortgages aren't getting renewed. That's for damn sure. I'm guessing that pretty soon a lot of those mortgage payments are going to stop. That's not going to be good. And then, you know, as all those people start tightening up, not going on vacation, not buying the extra groceries, not buying the whatever the hell. Although from my Yorkdale Mall meter, this thing is on fire still, quite honestly. The Yorkdale Mall meter is off of the charts. It's a crazy mall. Anyways, what was I saying? Well, okay, so the runoff of all the people in the auto sector that are probably tightening up, in the steel sector and the aluminum sector, or the aluminium sector, depending on how you speak l'anglais, it's going to be a big fuck up. That's for sure. For some people, for a decent amount of people, it's going to trigger all kinds of stuff. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. That's what I think. It's going to trigger a bunch of shit. Good evening, Derry, says Mr. Potato Head. What a great group of people. Okay? What a great group of people. You guys are, you're on different sides of the country, right? Okay? And you're all playing the same game, the same jokes. It's really funny. It's really fun. If Carney actually gets elected, God help us, says Jim Von Unsk. And that's for certain. If he wins, I'm out. This will not be the background anymore. The background will be a beach. That will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I'm out. Adios. Call me a traitor. Fuck you. 25 billion out of Canada so he doesn't pay taxes. Carney to eat bugs. Well, Anthony Warner, very well thought out comment. Thank you very much. Everybody understands exactly what the hell you're talking about. And I lost my spot. Shit. Carney Carnage. Carney is the best. Not, says Charlotte. Sheridan Forbes is here. Jim Van Unsk, I recommend stop saving in Canadian dollars. Stop investing in Canadian dollar denominated assets. Get out of the Canadian dollar until Canada gets its shit plus together, especially if Carney wins. Well, I'm guessing if Carney wins, assets are going to the moon because he's a printer. He's a printer, baby. Anthony Warner, how's Ghislaine Maxwell, Carney? Ooh. The connection between Carney and the infamous Ghislaine and Mr. Epstein seems to get tighter and tighter and tighter every passing day on Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. And while I got you all here, and because I'm so dedicated to everything I'm doing, I'm starving, and you're going to have to listen to me eat some licorice, everybody. It's that time in the show, everybody. Ready? Please subscribe to the channel, because it's that time, everybody, where you get to watch me and listen to me eat my licorice. Okay, ready? Okay, hold on a sec. I'm going to finish reading the chat, but I am going to eat the licorice. I'm warning you. Okay, so Ghislaine, Epstein, friends of Carney. They're all friends. Everybody's friends. I hear you, Sheridan. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Whack News Network. Okay, big fan of the new show. Nice to see you ramble about things. If this is a sunshine show, let's spin it this way. If liberals win, we will see steady inflation. Money printed goes burr. Wow, it's like I just said that. Now, I think you typed this before I said that. So, Whack News Network, congratulations. We're on the same page. I like you. You want to call in? Call in. You should call in. Who's calling in? Is anybody calling in? Does anybody else want to call in? Should we get to the Yakovsin files? Let's see. Okay. Did you just see a Roman salute? I don't know what that is. Jim Usk, as long as you don't hold anything to not. Okay. D. Trent is in the house. Hello. What a dork. I'm guessing you're talking about me. Jim Vanos says, I would be pissed if this dork interrupted my lunch break. Me? Is it lunchtime somewhere right now? Am I offending you? D. Trent saying hello to Charlotte. Expert at being a loser. Uh-oh! Are you throwing shade at me? Am I the loser? They need to print money for the new army we need. Print money for housing. Print money to bail out every industry tied to America. The printing press will need repairs soon. That is music to my ears, quite honestly. People want to run for the hills. Sheridan. Okay. So, as I expected, not much happening. I'm on the communist side of the country, says D. Trent. I feel like I'm on the communist side of the country, and I don't believe we are on the same side of the country. I can't believe that Jeff is the only one that ever fucking calls in. Ready? It's licorice time. Okay. So, what else we got going on? How about this? Polyevra. I think we all like Polyevra around here, don't we? Are we all Polyevra fans? Am I saying that right? It's black licorice. Do you guys like black licorice? Breaking. Polyevra increases the tax-free limit for new... Why am I wearing my glasses if I'm not looking through them? I'm like looking like my dad when he was mad at me. above the glasses. Hey, what'd you say? You want to be grounded? You want to be grounded for a week? Say something. Say one more word. One more word, and you're grounded for another week. But Dad, 2 weeks. Damn it. What? 3 weeks. Say another word, I dare you. But Dad, 4 weeks. Get to your room. Okay, I don't know how I got off on that. Okay, breaking. Paulie Everett increases the tax-free limit for new home purchases to $1.3 million. Wow, that should help. And it's not limited to first-time home buyers like Carney's plan. Oh, this is when they all start one-upping each other, right? This is when they all start making promises that we hope that they keep, while they're in office. So that's good. That's good. So there's a point for Paulie Everett, right? We like Paulie Everett around here. We want him to win. Except I got this goddamn guy here in my riding that I got to vote for in order to get Paulie Everett. So my area is going to get fucked up because I got to vote for this fucking moron in my area. I don't like how this system works. It's really stupid. But in case we're worried, let's check out Paulie Bets because in case we're worried, Paulie Market, what's it called? Oh, here, I got it already. Let's see together. Where are we at? Oh, no! What the hell is going on? What? How is this possible, everybody? What? Is this a fact? Is this a thing? How is Mark Carney up 57 to 43 now? Paulie Market is the place to know, right? This is the real news. This is the real place. This is where it's at. Mark Carney is in the lead again. See, this is what's crazy. Are you guys looking at this? Do you see what I see? Can we make this? But what the fuck is happening? Krista Freeland? Who the hell would think that she has a chance at winning this thing? Look at this. Look at this. That worked out pretty good timing-wise, I must say. Mark Carney in the lead by quite a bit, by 14%. That is unacceptable. I hope that this is wrong. This is ridiculous. But look what people are saying out there. Like, we saw in North York, he had a crazy turnout, right? North York, crazy turnout. We're seeing this go up today. The Pleb Reporter saying approximately 3,000 people are at the Pierre Poilievre rally tonight in Hamilton. Don't let the fake polls demoralize you. We can see these crowd sizes with our own eyes. The pollsters aren't fooling the real Canada. Pierre's going to win.
This is awesome.
That's crazy how many people are here.
Yeah. We're at the Ottawa rally. Went there. Went to the London one. This is good. Good support.
Is this good? Where does the line end? Can we skip ahead? Oh, it goes around the corner. That's good news.
Ned's gonna get you in?
Yeah.
There you go. It's good to have contacts, right?
Oh yeah. I'm running on the Mel.
Where else? Come on.
Hamilton Mountain.
So you want to say hi?
Hey. To be the Conservative candidate on the Hamilton Mountain. We're just actually coming in. Oh.
Awesome
Doesn't
guy.
matter. We're
Known
not
him a
here
long
for
time.
that. Go away.
Look at this line. We've been here since
Around
about
the
2
whole
o'clock.
Who are you here to see? Absolutely.
Okay, well, sorry about. I probably should have just turned off the volume. That would have been better, right? But this is what we're dealing with. We got polls saying nobody's. Look at the people for Carney. Like nobody even clapped when the guy came in the room. I don't think. I don't remember hearing any clapping in that video. Do you? Now let's look at this video. I mean, this looks even. This is, I guess, inside. Holy jumping! Look at this, guys. The scene at Pierre Poilievre's rally in Stony Creek, awaiting the Conservative leader. Organizers estimate 4,500 people are here. That's a good turnout. This is a good turnout. I wonder if these people need more racking. They look like they could use more racking. If anybody knows the people who own this building and wants to let them know that I have racking for sale, that'd be great. Little stomping Tom to get the crowd rocking and rolling, get them in the mood. A lot of people there. Lot of people. No doubt about that. There is a lot of people there. And, I mean, that's good, I suppose, right? We want a lot of people there. I guess this is the same video from a different angle. We're going to look at it just so we see the magnitude of this whole thing, okay? I'd love for you to see the magnitude of this whole thing. This is the Pleb Reporter again. Look at the size of this crowd for Pierre Poilievre tonight in Canada's steel town of Hamilton, right? Imagine if Carney came to this place. There are 4,000 people in attendance on a weeknight. And you're telling me Mark Carney's ahead in the polls? Well, he's ahead on Polymarket too, which is shocking. I have eyes, and it's obvious Pierre's going to win. Well, obvious eyes and going to win an election with a World Economic Forum gang member. It may not be as certain as you think it is, pleb. Think he's Calgary? You got like a Hulk Hogan type guy with a cowboy hat cheering and getting everybody all riled up. I'm just pointing out, and I could be wrong, but like it's mainly white people here. And don't call me racist, okay? Like, look, it's all white people here. White people everywhere. I'm just pointing it out. I'm not saying anything about it. Okay? Don't call me a racist. You can go fuck yourself. Okay? Because I don't even give a shit if you do call me a racist. This is not racist. Look at this. They're all white people here. Okay? White people here sitting on drywall. I'm sorry. Just, it's a fact.
Do not believe the polls. This is massive.
Do not believe the polls. This is massive. All right. Well, that's good news, right? That's good news because we really don't want to believe the polls at all, do we? How about this? How about this? How about this? Pierre the Pleb, again, I mean, you may as well just go to the Pleb. There's no need to come here. Go to this guy's X account and you'll know everything I know. Pierre Poilievre's rally scheduled tomorrow in Surrey, BC, had to change to a bigger venue due to overwhelming demand. Are you paying attention yet? Ooh. So look at the story that's being weaved here, right? It looks like Pierre's going to win, even though it doesn't look like Pierre is going to win. Okay. Well, so that's not good. Now, a lot of people send me all kinds of stuff on how evil Mark Carney is, okay? A lot of people sending me stuff about how evil Mark Carney is. And the reality of the situation. Well, first of all, how come nobody is here anymore? What do I got to do? Why aren't you hitting the like button, by the way? Maybe now is a good time to check out the Jacobson files. Let's see. What has he got for us here? Open on Spotify. We don't have time for that, bro. Okay. What else do we got in the Jacobson files? It's all stuff that we have to listen to for a long time. So we are going to hold off on the Jacobson files for today. And we're going to vet them a little bit more. I do apologize to all of you. We'll have to do the Jacobson files another day. Another day. And I wanted to play a video for you, but I'm afraid it's going to explode the stream. So we're going to have to figure that one out. Oh, so we may as well get to some real estate again before I get the fuck out of here. I will check the chat if I am able quickly to see if anything interesting is going on. Since the last time I checked, Did you guys notice the change? Uh-oh, what's he talking about? No, Mark Carney, dork. Okay, got it. No, I do not like Pierre Poilievre, but he is better than Carnage Carney, okay? PP needs to up the TFSA contribution limit. Let's go, says Jim Vanitz. Did you guys notice the change? Trump announced tariffs and we lost our shit. Then he pauses. Who are these people? Seems like 95% of the people on the internet like Pierre. Is my algorithm lying to me? Am I in a bubble? Now they are coming, and we are nowhere near as scared. Not hearing too much about tariffs. Mission accomplished. What the fuck is going on, guys? Muppets clocking into the boiler room, says Rose Overdose. Hi, Jim Van Us. Okay. Nothing happening except for a bunch of chit-chat and hellos. So we're getting into the real estate news. Here we go. Hello. Hit the like button. God damn it, you sons of bitches. Here we go. Speaking of losing bunch of money, because everything's fine in the market right now. Guess what we got? A little bit of Shazzy Goalie to freak you out. Ready? A guy in Oakville is about to lose $400,000 on a pre-con. Can't close, financially ruined. He's the guy we were talking about. Builders don't stop at the deposit. They sue, win judgments. Of course they do. Excuse me, this isn't a market correction. It's a massacre. Okay, market correction in parentheses, because that is like, it's not a market correction. It's a massacre for certain, not in parentheses. Definite, not kind of like, not as if like massacre. And it's just getting started. I feel like if we go back in time in Shazzy's timeline, that this has been going on for a while. Hasn't just started. But what do I know? Please help with my situation regarding pre-construction closer. Anonymous participant. Like it could even be fake. Okay? Let's be honest. I book a pre-construction home in Oakville. What does this mean? But my financial situation is very bad now and I can't close the house. What learnt deposit will be fortified? What? Which is 10% $400K. But do they also can come to me for any lot? Clearly this guy should have been buying a pre-construction condominium with all of his money. Okay? Clearly, right? Clearly, he can communicate well enough to be an investor that could just piss away money in the Canadian pre-construction market like it was nothing. And now he's ruined. Please advise, okay? And then let's go to where? Where did this guy go to post this, okay? In some chat group, okay? Forrest, please be helping me with my investments. I invested from Turkestan. I've been swindled. Canada, Tui. Uzbekistan, yes. Turkestan, yay. What is going on today, folks? But honestly, is this guy like a guy who should have been buying this goddamn condo? Where's the condo? How much did you pay? Why did you pay it? What was your rationale? Can I see the spreadsheet that you used to base this purchase off of? Can I see the information that was sent to you by the agent that sold this to you? I'd like to get into your head here, sir, Mr. Investor that got massacred. Okay? Take that, you bearish son of a bitch. Take that. Fuck you, Shazzy. And all of your stupidity, okay? But when you have people losing money like that on pre-construction, we've seen it before. Here, look. You've seen it before, and our buddy from Niagara, John Flynn, he put a video out on it. I mean, I talked about it days ago and years ago and months ago because I'm always first. Don't forget it, okay? You know you come here for a goddamn reason, don't you? Hey, look who it is. Shazzy Goalie again. And Luke from Market Mania on the same page, same story. Look what happens when people can't close pre-construction, right? Now, I don't know whose fault this is. It could have been an accident. Let's see. New development of downtown home. No, sorry. Okay, can we rewind that? Can we start again? New development of townhomes in Markham on fire. Huge fire on Steeles and Old Kennedy. Let's check it out. Can you guys see what I see? I think so. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Am I going to lose you?
No, it's okay. Okay. Good. Oh my god.
The wind is making me worse. Bro, we have to be careful. We can't sleep tonight just in case.
Yeah.
Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep, friends. If houses near you are on fire, do not fall asleep. Okay? What do we got here? Another batch of townhomes just went up in flames. Literally, this housing market isn't just crashing, it's combusting. It's combusting, friends. Whoa. That does look like something exploded. That doesn't just look like a fire, does it? I don't know if this looks like just a normal fire. Looks like it was a big fire. That's for damn sure. A big fire. Let's see. What are people saying? What are people saying? Was this insured by TD Insurance? Okay. I thought housing was in demand in the GTA. Why are people burning down houses? Okay. Enough of you fucking people. God damn it. God damn it all to hell. So you got people losing $400K in the chat groups that probably shouldn't have been in the market to begin with. Then their best thinking has them burning down the house for real. Now, I wonder what's going to happen as a result of this story. I got to tell you, guys, I mean, I don't normally do such a great job weaving the news together and preparing. And I'll be honest, I didn't really prepare that much today. I'm sure you can tell. But I feel like I did a great job of putting it all together in a cohesive, well thought out manner for all of you. I feel like today could be considered one of the best shows of all time. I'm just saying. Okay. All pre-sales can't... Oh, this is not good. All pre-sales canceled for Van Dyke Buckingham project as receivership sale stalls. Uh-oh. These people will not be happy. This I'm pretty certain. Planned to include just under 750 units. Oh, shit. How many of those were sold and fell apart? Probably not all of them, since they didn't start construction. Generally, they keep back a bunch. The Buckingham by Van Dyke Properties was set for 23 Buckingham Street in Etobicoke. Let's see where that is. Let's see where this is, shall we? I like looking at this angle, friends, when I'm looking at the map. Call me crazy, but I like to kind of see the height and what's going on around me. Okay, so here we go. Van Dyke in Mimico. Ooh, you want to see? I did a deal. Where is it? Let's get directions. This was my first deal. This is the first deal I worked on as a land deal. One Blue Goose Street. Where is it in relationship to here? Yeah, it's right there. It's right here. It's on the other side of the street. What a great deal that was. Okay, anyways, doesn't matter. What's there? Is that there now? No. This is not it. Oh, yeah, there. Blue Goose. I wonder if they started construction. I sold this a long time ago. Is there any construction going on? Here we go. We got hoarding. August 2023. There must be some... Oh, so this is not part of the... This has got to be built by now. Look at this. On the other side of the train tracks, right at the GO station. What a great deal that was. Anyways, I digress. Kind of. Buckingham. Where's Buckingham Street again? Right around the corner. Other side of the tracks. Oh, I thought Freed bought all this stuff in here. This is a good deal. Mimico Station right there. What a great deal. How did they fuck this up? What a great deal. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? How did they fuck this up? Okay. All pre-sale purchase agreements pertaining to the Buckingham by Van Dyke properties have been terminated. Oh, God, that's not good. According to documents filed in the Ontario Supreme Court, as the court-ordered sales process now extends into a second year, how did they fuck this thing up? We got to do some digging, friends. The Buckingham was planned for the 2.1-acre site at 23 Buckingham Street in Etobicoke, located steps away from the Mimico GO station, and was one of several projects by Van Dyke Properties that was placed under receivership in late 2023 and early 2024. Jesus. For the site, Van Dyke Properties had proposed 3 towers between 12 and 37 stories above a shared 4-story commercial podium that would deliver a total of 749 condos, 50,000 square feet of office space. Who the fuck needs that there? And 20,000 square feet of retail space. Who the fuck needs that there? The Buckingham Street properties held by Van Dyke Properties under Van Dyke the Buckingham, North Grand Central Limited, which was the subject of the receivership that was initiated by MCAP Financial Corporation pertaining to the first-ranking mortgage the two sides entered into August 2020 for the principal amount of $37.5. Wow. Well, I wonder what they paid for the site. That's a decent amount of debt. It's a big-ass site. Well, anyways, this is fucked, and they canceled all the sales contracts. So what's going to be from that? What's going to be from that? It's not going to be pretty. That's for certain. I wonder what those people are going to do. So what happens? Does anybody want to call in? No one wants to call in? All right. Well, this is your last chance, friends, because we're about to wrap this bitch up. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please hit the like button, comment, subscribe, do something. Share this thing with somebody that you like. And if you want to call in, now's the time. Open up the phones. Call in one last time. Phone lines are open. WhatsApp me. Go to my website if you want. If you go to the description, there's a link to the WhatsApp. Okay? Now, what happens if you are one of those people? What happens if you were one of those people that bought a condo, that was waiting for the condo, and now you got to fight to get your deposit back? You're probably not going to get all your deposit back, and you've been waiting, Now, if you were an investor, then maybe you're happy, right? Maybe this is a fucking dream come true for you. You're off the hook, baby. You're only going to lose a little bit because you're going to get most of your deposit back, hopefully, right? That would be crazy. DZ, I was wondering when you plan to break ground in Forest Hill Village. Well, why don't you call in and ask me? I don't know. It's not going to be anytime soon, but it's not going to be that far away either. We're trying to figure it out. Now's not the best time to announce something like that, but we're going to start getting into sales in the next few months. And then once we hit our threshold, because we will hit our threshold there, I'm guessing, we're starting with 24 of the most rare, exquisite units in all of Toronto, maybe all of human history. And generally, from what I gather, and I gather it today, everybody. Sorry to be bullish, okay? Sorry for some good news. Sorry for a little bit of rainbows and lollipops in your butthole. But the high end of the market is still doing relatively good. And if you're in tune with that market, okay? If you've done the research, if you're in tune and you know what you're doing, like somebody I know, and you have big fucking units, okay? Because that's what they want. They want the big units in the place that they want to be. Okay? So I don't know. Maybe in the next, let's say, within the next 12 months, I hope that we are breaking ground there. But we'll see. If we don't think it's the right time to launch, we will wait. If we think it's the right time to launch, we will launch. The boom in June is still coming. If you are right, my friend, we will be ready. We will be ready. It's gonna be great. The boom in June. The boom in June. When I tank the markets and I come in to save the day. I lost the Trump. Trump's going to tank the markets and come back in and save the day somehow. Don't you think? Speaking of real estate, the Muppet Boiler Room condo flipping market is fucking dead. That is for damn sure. 400K, dang. It's almost as if adults should be careful signing $1 million debt contracts. I was wondering when you plan to break ground in Forest Hill Village. DZ. What kind of a name is DZ? Is it DZ? Is it DZ? Is it DZ? DZ. Low income housing is where it's at. I don't know about the high end of the market. Low income housing is not where it's at. Okay? Try making money. Find me all these builders and developers making money in the low end of the market. Where are those projects? Please tell me. Where are the projects, Rose Overdose? I thought you were changing your name, or I thought you were getting away from the whole YouTube scene. Covered calls for life. Okay? Used car market will rip up. Dairy is number one. Well, I mean, is there a better place to end the show than Dairy is number one? I mean, we generally end the show as it's ramping up and more people are here, right? And oddly enough, we got a similar amount of people as usual with rainbows and lollipops. So I wonder what that means for the, was that considered, what, clickbait? Is lollipops and unicorns clickbait? Was it considered clickbait? Frankly, I couldn't stay away from this report. You're goddamn right. You cannot stay away from this report because it's the best. It's the best report. How many other reports are there like this? Honestly, okay? How many other people do you have out there talking shit about the real estate market while deeply involved in the real estate market? Okay? The dichotomy is what's interesting, is it not? I had somebody tell me earlier today, you're ripping the shit out of the real estate market daily. Is that a good idea when you plan to launch a product soon? And I said, you clearly don't listen to the show, jerk. Okay? You clearly do not listen to the message here. What is the message? The message here is I'm a genius. Okay? Everybody will realize it's soon enough. It always takes everybody a little bit of time, but there's genius happening here, friends. It's happening live. Some of you think you're here for a train wreck. And you might be, but it won't be on these projects, folks. It'll be on something else. Because these, if you understood how bad this market is and how great the valuations I got are compared to people and the stories. Can you imagine paying $25 million for a property and put it through zoning, assuming that it will be worth more when you are through zoning? Only for the appraiser, that son of a bitch, to come back with an appraiser that is lower than the purchase price. Well, it's happening. I keep saying it. It keeps happening. It's not happening to me, but it's happening to people. Meanwhile, I got a buddy. He's out there buying more. He's buying more right now. Put out an offer. I helped him out. I lent him the deposit money. We'll see where it goes. I'm trying to find ways to make money in this market that will outpace my horrible GICs. And the best thing so far that I've found that I've been able to do is lend out money for deposits on land deals. Okay? I find that safe. I found a safe way to do it, friends. And I'm going to make good money off of it. Not great money. Good money. Not great money. Not dumb money. But better than a GIC, for fuck's sakes. Whack News might be onto something here. Why? What did Whack News say? Okay. Excuse me. Karish is here. Wow. Karish is here. Just happened to be here after Dumb Money said Derry is number one. How do they both exist in the same place at the same time? And why are they talking to each other is the question. I feel bad I'm not wearing any Karish paraphernalia. This is the Steve Karish fan club show. Welcome. He meant Derry. Okay, let's see. What is Whack News Network onto? Canada wins the trade war, becomes part of the EU, repels attacks from Trump, and world embraces us like Darryl holds his licorice. What does that mean? Like Darryl holds his licorice. Can you please elaborate on the licorice? Did I do it? Did I hold my licorice in some kind of manner that offended you? Or maybe made you feel as though I was feminine? Or was it like I didn't want to let go of it because I never want licorice to end? If there was two things I could have that would never run out, that would just constantly replicate, it would be black licorice and coffee. Just saying. There might be a third thing that I do not want to mention. Dumb Money. Steve Karish and Derry should dump their partners and join up on an unstoppable Sunday morning show. Is that really a good idea? Why don't you call in, Steve, before I finish this thing? We could do a little test run. Whack News might be onto something here. Your buddy is going to get crushed. Who's my buddy? Which buddy? Jim on Stonks Yo. They are definitely not the same person, Rose Overdose. Just a warm embrace with the licorice. Okay, got it. Agree with the coffee. Never forget the banana episode. Never forget the first banana episode. The first. Okay? There will be more banana episodes. And lucky me, look what I got. One more piece of licorice. Now, it's not often that you have a licorice named after you and you love licorice. Okay? It's not often that you have a licorice named after you and you love licorice the way that I love licorice. It's not healthy the way that I love licorice, but that's another story. Ready? I love it. I don't know why. Maybe because my mom loved it. Maybe because at the Hungarian restaurants it's always black licorice candy when you finish the schnitzel. Love that black licorice. When you finish your schnitzel at the Hungarian restaurant, you got the black licorice candy.